Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and wow, we got a Julius Randle show tonight to talk about. Julius Randle career high 46 points. Oh my gosh, the New York Knicks are on a 4-game winning streak. They just beat the Washington Wizards, and Randle coming off the All-Star weekend, representing the New York Knicks in the three-point contest, representing the New York Knicks at the All-Star game. He comes out there and literally takes over because the Knicks were losing by 19 points at some point in this game. In the second quarter, Julius Randle said, no. I'm going to single-handedly will this team back because nobody else in this game was playing good basketball, to be honest with you guys, besides Julius Randle. Jalen Brunson was not himself tonight. RJ Barrett was not himself tonight. Mitchell Robinson returns, and he actually had a really significant impact. Tonight is the Julius Randle show, and oh my God, was it beautiful to watch that man completely take over. Hitting shots left and right from downtown, step back, contested shots, attacking the paint, dunking on people. Wow, we really have something special in Julius Randle, and what we just saw is something special. For this reason, the fact that Julius Randle is proving to us Knicks fans that he is our all-star, that us as a fan base needs to start appreciating and galvanizing behind and realizing that this man has what it takes to really carry this team. I really genuinely believe that. I know that he still has some stuff to prove. More importantly, in the playoffs. That is what's really going to take Randle to the top in terms of the Knicks fan base's hearts. That's what's going to win, us as fans, Julius Randle over, is if he can do this in the playoffs. But seeing him go out there and watch this Knicks team just get absolutely blown out in the first half to the point where the Washington Wizards just weren't missing. It felt like a fluke. It was Kyle Kuzma. It was Kristaps Porzingis, 19 points in the first quarter. I mean, every single player for the Wizards did not miss from three-point land early on in the game, and you're sitting there like, oh, it's one of those games. Knicks down by 19. But then Randle, there was a sequence where he had a ferocious dunk, tomahawk left-handed slam. You kind of felt the frustration come out of Randle. The next possession, two-handed slam. The next possession, he gets a steal. He has a reverse layup. That's 6 straight points for Julius Randle. That sparks a run that the Knicks go on to really make a push to eventually get the lead before halftime. And that kind of set the tone for the rest of the game. And then later on in the second half, Julius Randle was just money from three-point land. I mean, look at the efficiency. We're talking about 16 of 29 from the field, 7 of 14 from three-point land. What more can you ask from a career night from Julius Randle? This is really the level to his game that I always felt like he had. We saw it 2 years ago. He was doing this 2 years ago when he was the most improved player. He was doing it when he was the All-Star for the first time and All-NBA second team. And then last year, we all know that he took a step back. And it just completely feels like this is a transformed Randle. And if he can continue to play this level for the remainder of 21 games, I don't think he's going to put up 46 a night. We all can understand that. But if he could be playing consistent good basketball for the rest of the season, man, this Knicks team is going to be scary. Because imagine when Brunson plays like his usual self. I mean, we have to give Brunson credit. He has been averaging over 30 points per game in the last 21 games heading into this game. So if he's going to have an off night, he's going to have an off night. And by the way, it wasn't that much of an off night. I mean, even if he's not shooting the ball well, he still finished with 9 assists, which is beautiful. Brunson had 13 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. Other guys did have impact. Emmanuel Quickley, 16 points. Quentin Grimes, 5 points. RJ Barrett with 14 points. Mitchell Robinson in his return, he gets a double-double, 10 points, 12 boards, a block, and a steal. Talk about Mitchell Robinson real quick. You guys know that I made a video on him and how much of a big-time upgrade it's going to be to get Mitchell Robinson back. And I even said in that video, don't expect him back Friday night against the Wizards. Oh, he's back Friday night against the Wizards, and you can feel the difference of this team with Mitchell Robinson protecting the paint and being that rim protector, and also, more importantly, being that guy that can get this Knicks offense second chance opportunities on the glass, getting those offensive rebounds, getting those putbacks, being that security blanket for guys like RJ Barrett or guys like Brunson that really like to attack the paint where the shot's not there. They're double teaming RJ or Brunson going for the layup. You dish it down low to Mitchell Robinson. It's going to be a beautiful standing dunk. Mitchell Robinson is such a big piece of this team that we've been missing. We were 8-6 without him, and now we're a 1-0 when he comes back. The Knicks are on a 4-game win streak since Josh Hart returned, man. The vibes are high. Now, this game wasn't perfect, right? I don't really like how this game went. Really stressful, especially when it comes to a defensive perspective. The defense clamped up, though, in the second half. I mean, if you look at the numbers, we give up 38 first quarter points, and then 26 second quarter points, 24 third quarter points, 21 fourth quarter points. So you notice a trend there. It went high to low. So the Knicks clamped up on defense all the way throughout the game. And that's what you really need to do if you're a good basketball team, especially defensively. You really want to start playing your best basketball throughout a game in the end. You want to get better as the game progresses, and that's exactly what the New York Knicks did. They made the proper adjustments. The Wizards kind of came back down to earth because I was watching the game with my friends, and I'm like, okay, the Wizards' shots that's falling, this is not going to last, okay? Like, all these shots that they're hitting is very frustrating, but I just had a feeling like it's not going to last. We'll be okay. Somehow the Knicks are going to will them back into this game, and that was all because of Julius freaking All-Star, two-time All-Star, Randle. And let me tell you something, man. What Julius Randle's doing is something that, like, we haven't seen from a Knick in a long time. I mean, I don't know the last time we had a Knick to put up these type of numbers, but, you know, you can mention Carmelo Anthony, to be honest. Like, who was the other Knick in recent memory we're talking? I know that you can go way back, but I'm talking about in recent memory. I don't know, man. Julius Randle putting up really efficient numbers, averaging career high points per game, and the fact that he's shooting this well from beyond the arc really shows you a lot to his game, that he's really improving. And we all knew that Randle, even before this game, had a big time bounce back season from last year, getting a second time All-Star appearance representing the New York Knicks. But seeing him come out here in this game when we need him to the most, that's significant. And shout out to the MSG pregame show with Wally Zerbiak and all those guys, of course. What they were talking about with Julius Randle, the next step to his game, and I couldn't agree more, because he's proven that he can score. He's proven that he can rebound. He's proven that he can, be a good basketball player on the court. But what the next step of Julius Randle's game, and we talked about it early on in this video, winning. How can Julius Randle be the reason why this Knicks team is winning basketball games for the remainder 21 games of the season, especially when it comes to the playoffs? Can he be a reason why? Can he go out there in the clutch and hit the clutch buckets like he did tonight? Can he be the guy to take over a game to help us win like he did tonight? Can he be a superstar on the court for some games like he did tonight? I'm not calling him a superstar, but he played like one tonight. And I think that Julius Randle, if he can find his consistency, we will figure it out. And I know that I'm on cloud 9 right now. I know that I just screamed into a microphone for 7.5 minutes about how freaking amazing Julius Randle was tonight. Am I a little over the top? Maybe I am. But I just was, I started this video right when the game ended. So I'm high. I'm high off a Knicks W, and you should be high off a Knicks W as well. Guys, please do me a gigantic favor. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below your thoughts of that Knicks W against the Washington Wizards. We are on a 4-game winning streak. Vibes are freaking high. We have the sole position of that 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, and I'm excited to see what the Knicks do tomorrow night back at the Garden. Woo! Oh my gosh, it feels good. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Hit that like button, and let's go Knicks. Peace out, everybody.